Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Rob's Rig. So let's talk about some options on the new Jeep Wrangler, our new Jeep Wrangler, that I never would have bought, but now I don't think I can live without them. I just discovered we had these things. Yeah, I kind of knew when we bought it, but I hadn't had them on a Jeep before, and I kind of dig them. First of all, I live in deep South Texas, right? It gets hot down here. It rarely ever is cold. It can be cool. Heated steering wheel. The other day, it was a cool morning. It was probably in the low 50s. I know, cold, right? And I thought, well, I'm going to try the heated steering wheel. Oh, man, was it nice. Because it was chilly outside. Now, I did have the window down because I like to drive with the windows open generally. And it was cool enough that the air coming in without any kind of heat or anything, in addition to just the normal heat, was a little uncomfortable until I had that heated steering wheel on. I love it. Next, heated seats. Heated seats, when you live in deep South Texas and you're driving a rugged Jeep, you don't need that. I need that. Again, same circumstance. I was out driving around. I had the window down. It was chilly outside, and without the heated seats and the heated steering wheel, I probably wouldn't have had that window down. But it's nice to be able to get out and enjoy some fresh air, right? It's healthy. It's good for you. The heated seats, who would have ever thought? Next up here on the visor is a home link, or buttons for operating things remotely, like your frickin' garage door. Every Jeep that I've had, including the last Jeep Gladiator, and I know this is a trim level thing, right? But it didn't have the home link buttons up there. So I always had to fashion my own momentary switch. If you watch the channel, you've seen me do that a few times. Cut a couple holes in a trim panel and then connect it up to the transmitter so I could open the garage door without having to get out. Who wants to pull up and get out and punch a code or carry the clicker around with you? I mean, what do you do with those clickers? You stick them on your visors or you throw them somewhere? They're just a pain in the ass. It's nice to have those buttons up there. Again, something that, I never really had in the past, but now I can't live without it in the Jeep. I love having it in here. Next up, the auxiliary switches. If you're like me, you add a lot of stuff, right? Electrical stuff like lights or grill lights or ditch lights or whatever you might want to put on, particularly if you're big into off-roading, right? I mean, the last thing you want to do is be out in the middle of nowhere. It's pitch black dark because there's no ambient lighting and you can't see as well as you want to. So you connect those things up. And in the past, what I've done is put in some sort of a switch or a switch panel. I've had aux beam. I had another one that fit right up there in the little plate that comes off on the grab handle. That one was pretty slick, by the way. That's the one I would recommend. But anyway, I had to run those and put them in. Now, I've got the 4 auxiliary switches down here in the center console area so I can connect up anything that I want to do. It's just one of those nice, I guess, extras or options that you can have on the Jeep to be able to do things much easier. I love having it there, and I think if I was to, for some reason, buy another Jeep, they'd be a must for me because it's just so simple to be able to connect things up, right? Next up, in this particular Jeep, as I look around in it, the big tires. It's nice to be able to have gotten those already on the truck. The only downside, and I'm kind of torn with this actually, is they are mud terrains. And unfortunately, when you have mud terrains, you're going to give up a little bit of comfort, I think, and just comfortable road experience when you're driving on pavement, because they really grab, right? I mean, that's what they're designed to do. So they have deeper tread and they really grab onto that pavement. So you feel everything, and you can feel it in the steering wheel as well. I mean, even just turning out of that gas station, which I should have gotten gas. But anyway, you can feel them grabbing the nooks and crannies and the asphalt itself. It's not that it's a horrible thing, it's just a different experience. Now, the part that it's not so much fun, I guess, is driving down the road. They tend to want to pull the steering wheel depending upon what you're driving over, right? Because they're really digging in and they kind of grab that wheel a little bit. It's just something to get used to. When it comes to fuel economy, and by the way, I have a pet peeve with Jeep for this, but when it comes to fuel economy, obviously you're hauling around heavier tires, right? And that means your fuel economy is going to suffer some. Now, in this Jeep in particular, right now, I'm getting 14.8 miles per gallon. That is nowhere near what the sticker is rated for, right? And that's my pet peeve. I think there should be a caveat. I mean, full disclosure, right? You're buying this thing brand new, you get a sticker and it's got printed fuel economy numbers on it, but they don't really apply because of the way the Jeep was supplied. Now, that really wouldn't be an issue for me if it was the dealership, I guess, that added these bigger tires, but it wasn't. It came this way from the factory, right? So how can they put out numbers on the Moroni sticker, the window sticker, that are simply not accurate from the start? You know, if you're real sensitive to that and you're thinking, you know, I was driving some, I don't know, big giant full-size truck that got really shitty gas mileage and I'm going to get this Jeep because it's a bit better, you're going to be very disappointed when you look at that fuel or miles per gallon calculation and you're probably much lower than what you were even in a full-size truck, right? Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I think that, full disclosure, they should either have some kind of an addendum or something on the sticker that states that your fuel economy is not going to be as reported. It will be this because of the options they supply. And that holds true for other things as well. I mean, if they put heavy rock sliders on it or something, or maybe under the Jeep protection for off-roading, all of that adds weight and it's going to detract from what the reported fuel economy is. I mean, it just makes sense to me. It's only fair, right? Otherwise, I mean, everything else about this Jeep is freaking awesome. I really do like it. And it's funny because had my wife not liked this, I probably never would have bought a four-door Jeep. I mean, it's just not something in the form of a Wrangler, not the Gladiator. But it's something that I was really never interested in before. And honestly, until we got this one, I had never even ridden in a four-door Wrangler before, until recently when my mom got hers. And that might be part of the reason why we showed an interest in this, is because we did experience it a little bit from a passenger standpoint in the Jeep that she got. So I don't have any issues with it. It's been pretty solid so far. Fit and finish is great. Power's great. Everything about it's just awesome. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If you're just experiencing maybe a new four-door Wrangler for the first time, have you discovered anything about it that maybe you weren't aware it came in, or something you weren't used to that you really like? I'd be curious to know. Also, real quick, smash that subscribe button if you would, and we'll see you next time on the web. Bye.